G'day everyone, well we're back in the shed and it's time for another Techie Tech Tip.
Techie Tech Tip.
Well, on today's Techie Tech Tip, we're going to be talking about the humble old Anderson plug. You've probably seen these around, very common in automotive, caravans, back of your four-wheel drive, solar panels even, portable solar panels, just about anything. You use these for just about anything. They're a great little connector. They only come in one, they don't have a male and a female, it just plugs into itself. Very easy to use. They're rated for 50 amps. You can fit up to 16 square mil in the terminals. Very good little plug. Been around for a long time now. These are color coded as well, so if you have a specific application that you want them for, like say you're doing an unregulated solar panel, which is what I'll be doing in a sec. You can do blue with blue or the other colors. I've seen black ones, red ones, and obviously the most common is the gray one. Great little plug, very good for just about anything. So we're going to chuck these on the cable, and you might be asking yourself, well, how do I put them on a bit of cable? Well, there's a couple of methods, but I'm going to be focusing on one method in particular today. So the first way, and a lot of guys will say this is the best way, is to use solder, pull it up inside the terminal, get it nice and hot, drop your cable in, let it dry. I'm not a big fan of solder. The reason I don't like soldering in particular is that when you solder the cable, the solder can creep up the cable and up under the sheath there. And what that does is it causes a rigid section of cable. So if there's any flex in that cable at all, it's gonna be quite rigid, and then after a while you can start to get cracks in that section of solder. So I prefer not to do it. I feel that crimping is the best way, which I'll talk about in a sec. It locks the terminal onto the cable. Yeah, you can't take it off, but it's on there for good. It's not gonna come off. So today we're going to be looking at crimping. There's a couple of crimps that you can do. The first one is like with a standard old lug crimper. If you can see that, it puts a little divot in the underside of the terminal. It's not the best for contact. It does lock the cable in nice and firm, and I've done it plenty of times. The better way, in my opinion, is with a proper crimper. Now this is a little handheld hydraulic crimper. It's got dies in there, does a nice hexagonal, even crimp all the way around the terminal, ensuring that all of the cable is in contact with that terminal, or as much as possible anyway. Now with the Anderson plug, you got a positive side and a negative side, so make sure that you check that and check it again and check it again to make sure it's the right way around. Now with the pins, the terminals, you've got one section which is like a raised bit, and then the other side's got a lip. So that's the right way to go up, and then that's the plug, the right way to go up. There's actually a little spring in there, and this terminal will push in and it'll click over, and the little spring will clip up under the terminal and lock it into place. All right, so with our cable, this is just a 6mm twin core automotive cable. The copper's about 4.5 square mil. I'm making up an extension lead. So I've bought a portable solar panel from my parents. It's an unregulated portable solar panel. Need an extension lead. So I've got 6 meters of cable here, which will be totally fine for voltage drop and all that, because the regulator's at the battery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crimp this now. So what I do is I strip the cable back twice the amount that can fit in the pin, twist it up and bend it over. That way I've got a double up of the cable inside the terminal. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Just like that. Twist the cable up. And then I'm going to bend him over like so. So I've got the cable bent over, and then the terminals will just fit on like that. Now, if you got a bit too much sticking out, I've got a little bit too much there, so I can trim that off. Tip is to make sure that both terminals are about the same length nice and even out off the cable. And then what you want to do is put your cable, so your Anderson plug's facing up the right way, your terminal's around the right way. That's going to go in like that. Then we're going to crimp those off and then push them into the connector. So with the hydraulic crimpers, just crimp them up. Nice and tight. Give it a tug test. Negative. Just like that. Tug test, they're not coming off, right? And then all we got to do is pause, neg, push it in, click, click. Sometimes they might need a little bit of help, so we're going to push that in, click, click. Voila, she's in, ready to go. There we go, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's a great little connector again. Heaps of applications for that plug. Really quite easy. Look, if you don't have a hydraulic hand crimper or lug crimp, these can be bought from tool shops. They're not real expensive. I think, I can't remember what I paid for this. I think it was less than $100. You probably get them off eBay. Look, if you don't have one of those, these are perfectly fine. I don't particularly like the crimp, the lug crimp that these do, but I've done it before. I've done tons of them, never had a drama. And then again, you can solder it. There's nothing wrong with soldering it. So that's it. Gonna do the other side now. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you tuning in today. Remember, if you have liked this video, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button as well. And yeah, get out there and chase the weekend. Catch up.